Hello and welcome. My name is Lexi, and here I like to talk about luxury beauty. And today we're going to be taking a look at the newest Charlotte Tilbury product. These are her quick and easy sets. So I picked up the one that is called Pretty Fresh, and there are 5 different sets. They retail for $75 each, or you can build your own set, but it is more expensive. I believe it was $94 or so if you add up all of the pieces to build your own set. And that's something we're going to talk about here. So let's look at this case here. And before we get started too much, I just want to mention, if you notice any, my face looks a little more full, my neck looks a little bit bigger, I am going through an allergic reaction. So I have some additional swelling and redness in my face and neck going on right now. And yeah, it's from gardening over the weekend. Unfortunately, I was pulling things that are coming over from my neighbor's property, and as careful as I was, somehow something affected me and I had an allergic reaction to it. It happens every time I pull stuff from there, and I thought I was careful enough this time, but apparently not. So anyway, this case, you have the lift up lid here, and inside we have a mirror, so it hinges open like this. And then you have these 3 products, and they are labeled as to what your purpose is. So we have the Easy Eye Wand, the Easy Lip and Cheek Wand, and the Easy Highlighter Wand. Now, if you are building your own set, one thing to note, these don't come with caps. And I have to say, the first time or two that you're getting these out, it's a little stiff getting the product out. So the cap is actually like part of the actual case. So if you were to build your own thinking that you could skip the case, I wouldn't, because you have no way of closing this. I'm sure if they are shipping the pieces individually, there's probably some sort of like clear disposable cap, but they are intended to be used with a case. So again, there are 5 different sets, and some of them have like repeat shades in them. So if you were to get all 5 sets, you would have some repeats. This one here is Pretty Fresh Eyes, and this is what it looks like. This is a golden champagne with like a touch of bronze. Like, it's not really a yellow gold, it's more of an orangier gold champagne shade. So here it is. You can see when the light gets more dim, it looks a little bit more taupey, but when the light hits it, you see more of that burnished gold look, almost like an antique gold. Then we have the Pretty Fresh Lips and Cheeks, and this is this one. So you can see that this is going to be a warm tone peachy pink, kind of a medium level. It's definitely going to lean warmer. You've got some of those orangey tones in here. And then last up, we have Chic Glow, which is the highlighter in this set. And this, see that? You can see this one is more of a champagne highlight. And sometimes when you see these champagne highlights that are in like the lighter sets, they lean a little bit more white. This one doesn't. It really, you can see that there's a little bit more of those like golden champagne shades. So these are the 3 shades in the Pretty Fresh set. So I recently was able to attend a masterclass with Charlotte Tilbury at Saks, New York City. They were launching her product there for the first time. So I was able to attend the class, and I did pick up a few other items that I'm using here. So I picked up the Charlotte's Beautiful Skin Foundation, and I'm using shade 3N. And with my order of this Pretty Fresh set, I received a sample of the Wonder Glow Soft Focus Glow Primer. So I'm going to be starting off with that. And as I go through this demo with you, I'm going to give you some product details and my thoughts on these items. Just a couple things to note here. This is supposed to take about 5 minutes to make a pretty fresh face. I think if you're not using any base products, that is definitely easy to do. You got plenty of time if you're just using these 3 products. If you are using base products, it's a little bit of a rush, especially if you're adding like mascara and brows and so forth. So we'll see how long it took me, and let me know what you guys think. So let's go ahead first with some product details. So we have the Easy Eye Wand with a shelf life of 2 years, and this is made in Germany. I have to say that this Feels very emollient, very creamy going on the lids. I will give you an update here as to how this performs. I did not use any eye primer, so we'll see how it performs creasing and so forth throughout the day. So again, that's a 2-year shelf life. The other two items here, the Easy Lip and Cheek Wand and the Easy Highlighter Wand, both have shelf lives of 18 months, and they're both made in Italy. As for product sizes, the Easy Eye Wand is 0.95 grams or 0.03 ounces. And both the Lip and Cheek Wand and the Highlighter Wand are 3.5 grams or 0.12 ounces. So a few other things to note about the actual packaging on here. As I mentioned, there are no individual caps for these products, so you can't just take one out and toss it into your bag. You would have to take this whole set. If you do purchase multiple sets, just know that on the outside of the packaging, or actually anywhere on the actual case packaging, there are no markings to tell you which set it is or anything like that. So if you were to use up a color, this is definitely something that you could easily refill with any shade that you want. And the shades themselves are only labeled on the specific product that you're pulling out. So just a few things to note there. I think that makes, this a little bit more, usable over a long period of time, especially, since cream products don't typically last as long as powder. If you do want to replace them, you can replace them individually or trade out colors very easily. One of the things that is kind of nice about this actual packaging is the way that it hinges open. So it hinges open smoothly. It's a click closure, so it's not magnetic. And there's a little, where it actually hinges open, the part that was the top of the container that was covering the actual product tubes becomes a little shelf. And that's actually got like a foam covering there. So while you're doing your makeup, if you want to rest something in there, maybe you're taking off like a piece of jewelry or something and you need somewhere to put it while you're putting on makeup, or you're resting a brush or something there, it does give you a little bit of functionality with that. Obviously, it's not, steep sides or anything like that, but you do have something soft to cushion things in. Obviously, you can't keep something there permanently because once you close that, that's the area that comes in contact with the products. And you can actually feel some indents in the foam, to give it a secure, snug fit so nothing will be falling out. So as we mentioned, the Easy Eye Wand is a really nice emollient eye product. It goes on easily. You can smooth this out with fingers or a brush with no problems. I find this one to be really easy to use. I really like the formula and the way it glides on. It has a little bit of a silicone texture to it, which I think, just gives it that really smooth glide. The Lip and Cheek Wand, this also goes on very smoothly. You can use this with fingers or directly with the wand. And in the little lip demo, you can see originally I had a little bit of residual chapstick on from hours ago, so it's pretty much gone. But I used my finger to add the lip color, and it gave it a really nice soft wash of color, very fresh. I think it looked a very youthful, light color. But I wanted to show you what it looked like built up. So I went in directly with the wand on my lips as well, so you could kind of see what that looks like built up. And, it's comfortable on the lips. It has more of a semi-matte texture on the lips. It's not as emollient as, for example, the eye wand. It kind of sets a little bit to give it, there's a little bit of movement, but it definitely feels a little bit more matte on the lips. So just something to note there. It's comfortable lips and cheeks. And again, I'll give you a wear update at the end of the video as to how all of these products perform throughout the day. As for the highlight is very emollient. It goes on very smoothly, very creamy. However, unlike the actual eye wand, the eye wand, it goes on creamy, emollient, but it will set after a few minutes and you can't really budge it. The highlight does not. The Lip and Cheek Wand doesn't truly set all the way either. There will still be some movement there. However, it sets more so than the highlight. The highlight kind of remains a little bit emollient, almost a little greasy in a way on the cheeks. However, you're using so little of it that it's probably not going to be a big deal, but we'll see with the wear update. So although the actual look itself is very fast to create, especially if you're only using these 3 products, I personally feel like I needed some mascara. So I used the Surratt Noir Lash Tint. I also used, as I mentioned, the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Foundation for base, and the Dior Backstage Primer under my eyes or Backstage Concealer under my eyes. So I did want to kind of accentuate some other things, and I used the Rose Ink Brow product. So I felt like all of those additions kind of gave me a more complete look. However, I think if you're going for minimal makeup and you just want a little bit, these 3 products really can make a bright, fresh difference to your skin. It's something that to me seems very summery and very beachy. You could easily throw it in your bag and just add, a little bit of color. I have to say, at my age, I'm 40, I probably want more coverage and maybe these additional products that I use here. But if I were in my 20s again, just using the 3 products in this set would be all I would use. I actually didn't wear a foundation or anything on my skin back then. So this would be plenty to create a full summery light look for me. If you are somebody looking to travel and you're looking to kind of minimize the amount of products that you're taking, this would be a good set to travel with, because again, it's all kind of contained in that set and you have a mirror in there. And none of these products require brushes. So if you're trying to eliminate the need for brushes, you can totally do that. I would, of course, if it were me, still bring some sort of base product and mascara minimally. So overall though, I think it is a nice product. The concept is nice. I feel like $75 is a little steep for the 3 products you get. And I do wish that you could mix and match the colors in these sets without the price difference. I understand why there's a price difference. It's a way for them to make money and sales and encourage the actual sets. But I personally would love to be able to mix and match without having sort of what I think of as a penalty. That being said, I do think there are 5 different sets. So there are plenty of options here. And, I think pretty much everybody can find one of the sets at least that they are attracted to. One of the reasons that I chose this set in particular was the eye wand doesn't have the pink tones. So just something to note that the pink tones are prominent in some of the other sets. So let's go over some comparisons with some other products. Now, I don't really have a blush this shade here. My closest is the Westman Atelier in Bichette. And you can see that this is going to be more, it's more nude. It has more brown in it than the Charlotte Tilbury, which has more red with a touch of orange, whereas this is going to be more of that like maroon, reddish brown kind of shade. It's a brick shade to me. As for the highlight, the first product that it made me think of is this highlighting stick from Merit. This is the shade Bounce. So we've got the highlight here. Just gonna put Bounce right here so you can kind of see. They have almost the same texture. I feel like the texture of these is very, very similar, and you can't see a huge difference on my hand in the camera. In person, I can see that this is just a little bit cooler in tone than the Charlotte Tilbury. It has a little bit more, it's a little bit lighter, a little more champagne and less golden. This is the Guerlain Terracotta Nude highlight, and just wanted to show you here. It's actually, let me move this. All right, so I put some swatches here. This is the Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Merit in Bounce, and this is the Terracotta in Nude from Guerlain. And you can see that this is going to be warmer, a little bit more golden, but they do have very similar tones. This is just deeper. And texturally though, these two, the Merit and the Charlotte Tilbury, feel very much alike to me. Then this is the Crystal Nebula from Lisa Eldridge. So you can see that this is going to be a little bit more golden. And, this formula is a little bit different, obviously. It's a liquid and not a cream, but those are going to be my closest color matches. And again, overall, I would have to say color-wise and formula-wise, the best match is going to be the Merit Highlight Stick in Bounce. As for the eye crayon, this one here, I don't have a ton to compare this to because it's a little bit warmer than what I usually gravitate towards. So we've got a few Laura Mercier Caviar Eye Sticks. This one here is copper. So copper with the Charlotte Tilbury. You can see that this is going to be more metallic. It's a little bit more vibrant, a little more yellow, but it does, in my opinion, it looks fairly similar. We also have Au Naturel, which this one's not really going to match. You can see this is going to be cooler. It's more of a taupe shade. And then this one here is Rose Gold. I feel like Rose Gold is actually a pretty good match here. Let's put that right underneath. Yeah, that's a pretty good match. So the Rose Gold is ever so slightly lighter and ever so slightly cooler, but honestly, it's barely noticeable, the difference. The last one I was going to take a look at, and again, this one's not actually going to match. Oh, this is definitely not going to match. This is the By Terry in Bronze Moon, which I love this shade. Put that here. But yeah, definitely way more brown and also a lot cooler. And one last highlighter I wanted to look at. This is the Violette FR Balm Shine. And this is going to be the Universal Highlight. Let's put it right here so you can kind of see how they go better. And this is a bit more peachy, but I feel like these are a fairly similar formula and fairly similar in shade. The biggest difference is the Violette FR is definitely going to be peachier instead of more champagne-like. All right, so it has been over 8 hours now, somewhere between 8 and 9 hours. And you can see there is a little bit of creasing in the eyeshadow. I have to say I checked at the 6-hour mark and I didn't see the creasing then, so it's been some time in the last couple hours. And cheek products are still evident. So if you look at the creasing though, you can see there's a little bit, it's definitely bunching up. But overall, I think it still looks pretty decent. You can see the highlighter is still here, the blush is still here. The highlighter still feels dewy to the touch like it did upon application. And I actually wiped off the cheek and lipstick off my lips when I was eating. So I ate with it on and it left more of like a ring and part of the outer part, but it didn't look good. So I just wiped the rest off, but you can see there's still like a little bit of pigment left to it. Not much, but there you go. So I hope this was helpful. Please let me know what you think of this product. If you tried any of these yet, if you are planning on it, and what do you think about the dupes? I think we actually did really well duping these items. You know, obviously the blush isn't an exact dupe, but I feel like the highlighter and eyeshadow options were really close. So I'm feeling really good about those. Let me know what you think of everything. And again, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please be sure to do that. I'll see you again very soon. So have a great day.